Aloe vera, 20 out of 22. Okay, so the argument on if whether or not aloe vera is a protein is like non-existent. It is a scientific fact. Aloe vera is so amazing. As a herbalist and cosmetologist, I am very well educated in the structure of the human hair shaft, as well as different herbs and botanicals and their natural properties and their effects on the hair and body. So let's talk about aloe. Do not think for 1 second that I am anti aloe vera in any way, shape, or form. How could someone who is growing aloe vera in their backyard be anti aloe vera? But understand that aloe vera needs to be used in a very specific way. People would say, oh, aloe vera is not a protein. Well, I will have you know that there are about 22 different amino acids within the human body. And of course, there are more, but we are talking about hair and scalp and skin and things of that nature. We are focusing on 22 main amino acids within the body that make up the proteins that accumulate your skin, hair, and nails. Aloe vera has present 18 and 20 out of 22 different amino acids that make up the proteins that construct your body. How can I prove this to you? Before people begin to make viral videos about aloe vera gel, what we use aloe vera for, or what we knew aloe vera to be used for, was cell regeneration, aka healing scars, bruises, and things of that nature. Why? The reason that aloe vera works so good at cell regeneration and at healing scars is because aloe vera is made up of 18 to 20 of the same amino acids that construct the proteins that your skin, hair, and nails are made of. 20 out of 22. Okay, so the argument on if whether or not aloe vera is a protein is like non-existent. It is a scientific fact. Aloe vera is protein. How could aloe vera not be protein when its entire compound is constructed of the same exact amino acids that make up the proteins that you as a human being is constructed of? You know, leave me some comments below. What do you think about that? Let's move along. Thing that confuses most people that I see in the comments are like, oh, I use aloe vera because aloe vera is a sealant. Understand that there are properties of aloe vera where it becomes a sealant, which I will explain in a second, but aloe vera is not a sealant. Aloe vera is a humectant. Something being a humectant literally means that it has the ability to go within the hair shaft and extract moisture that lives within the hair shaft and expel it into the atmosphere, the environment. Aloe vera in no way, shape, or form is a sealant. Even though it feels as if it is creating a barrier on top of the hair, this is only something that is happening for low porosity hair. See, with low porosity hair, the cuticle is shut, so the humectant of aloe vera, it cannot penetrate the hair shaft, so it creates a film over the hair shaft. Now, depending on the level of porosity and depending on the level of product that you have on top of the hair shaft from doing the lock method and things of that nature, then the cuticle may absorb a little bit of it and then it may not. I know a lot of people are so interested in absorbing all of the different nutrients of aloe vera, but understand that putting things on the scalp is not the fastest way to absorb things into the hair shaft or into the follicle. Let me explain. There are many articles going around, and I've seen them myself, saying that it only takes about 23 seconds for different moisture and products and oils and all that stuff to absorb into the hair scalp, but that is not not true. Understand that what you see with the naked eye is not really what's going on with your body. Whenever somebody puts oil or something on their scalp, the first thing you're thinking is like, oh, I felt a tingle, so it's in my scalp. No, it is not. Understand that every layer of your scalp has nerves, even that very top layer. So just because you feel a reaction from a product going on does not mean that it's getting into the follicle, girl. It just means that it's stimulating the nerves on that top layer of skin. But if you are a person who has a blocked follicle, a blocked cuticle, low porosity hair, anything like that, these products are not stimulating the hair shaft enough to cause significant growth. Only about 60% of whatever product that you put on the scalp is actually absorbed directly into the bloodstream from the scalp. Only 60%. But on the flip side, if we're talking about product absorption and absorbing all of the natural properties that live within aloe juice is something that is pretty good for you to absorb if you just want to take on the natural properties of aloe vera into the body. Stop putting everything in your hair. Most of the time when you are putting these different products in your hair, you are doing way more harm than good, because if you have a blocked follicle, nothing is getting inside of the hair's follicle to begin with. Please understand that there are multiple layers to the hair shaft. Inside of the Guru 101, I have a video explaining the different levels of the hair shaft. Head over there and join the Guru 101 if you want that video. But here on the screen, I'll just list the different layers of the scalp. And these are the different layers that different products have to go through just to get to the bloodstream. But if you were to simply just drink aloe vera juice or just make aloe vera somehow in some way a part of your diet on a regular basis, did you know that it takes anywhere from 48 to 72 hours for the food to digest in your stomach and travel to the bloodstream? At this point, you are going to absorb way more of the nutrients of these plants of aloe vera. So if you really want the properties of aloe vera, stop packing your hair full of it. I know that we think that just because we find out about the amazing properties of different products that we're just gonna slap things in our hair. Just because the properties are amazing does not mean that the product is meant for every single section of your hair. That is not how it works. We all know the amazing benefits of onions. We also know that onions are great for eyesight, but I have a question for you. Will you squeeze onion juice and then take an eyedropper and put it in your eyes? No, you will not, and it will burn. Let's not go in your hair as a leave-in conditioner. If you really want to use aloe vera, it is fine as a protein treatment, but it should be used in your hair as a protein treatment for no longer than 30 minutes and then rinse out with a clarifying shampoo and followed up by a moisturizing reconstructive conditioner, because aloe is a protein treatment, not a leave-in conditioner. I know a lot of people don't really like having conversations like this, but the reality of it is most naturals are always lost everything right. You'll go heat free and you'll do all of these different things, but then at the end of the day, your hair still breaks. You'll still have damage. You go get your hair straightened and you can still see a line of demarcation. Why? The things that we label as natural remedies and protective styles are actually the things that are suffocating our follicles and putting holes within the hair shaft that meanwhile in long term end up causing you not to be able to retain length. This is the leading cause of the line of demarcation that you see with naturals across the board. It's not just certain hairstylists. This is with women who don't go and see a hairstylist for 4 or 5 years, for 10 years, and everyone has the same lines of demarcation. If we go back to the drawing board, everyone has the same common denominators. Don't get mad at me. Everyone has become a chemist using herbs and different botanicals from the earth without understanding their properties. I love nature. I am a herbalist. I love aloe. I'm growing. I'm an aloe mama, okay? Like I said, her name is Aili. But understand that aloe does not want to be used as a leave-in conditioner for your hair. Some people say, oh, you know, it feels good. I don't have problems. Most likely the people who love aloe and that it does not give them any type of reaction from, don't get mad at me, I am willing to bet money that these are people that have blocked follicles and blocked cuticles. And if you already have a cuticle or a follicle that is full of a whole bunch of gunk and product and things of that nature, then the aloe actually is just really sitting on your hair, and it feels good because you are a product junkie and you put so many different layers, or you put so many different layers on the hair shaft. And remember, aloe vera is a humectant. So what aloe vera does for a product junkie, or for a person who puts a whole bunch of layers of product on their hair, aloe vera acts as a humectant, and it goes on the hair shaft and pulls out all of the unnecessary oil that you've put on the hair shaft to weigh it down. And it continues to do that and release it to the atmosphere. So the more layers you put on, the more you block the cuticle, and the more you weaken the follicle, and the more you weaken the hair shaft, which leads to the line of demarcation, which leads to it being harder and harder for you to retain length. Because think about it, if your hair is breaking a little bit every day, you don't really notice. All you really know is that your hair seems the same length, but everyone's hair grows. But your routines, the patterns, and the do-it-yourself stuff, girl, is keeping you from retaining length. So this is aloe.